as well as no birthright citizenship to people born into this country. And lastly, we not all illegally, or in a sense. And lastly, we just must pass true immigration reform. We have to start from the bottom up because clearly what we're doing is wrong.
Senator Paul, I'm Maria with NBC News. Oh, I'm sorry about that. And I was just wondering, following that question, what, how you think if you were elected president and you enacted all of what you just said, how that would affect relations with Mexico and how you would go about dealing with that?
Well, I don't feel reflects anything poorly in a relationship, as opposed to, or in the sense that having legal people enter the country is a good thing. I would still continue communicating and trading and understanding and traveling, promote free travel, sort of open relationship, but again, it would have to be in a legal entering to gain citizenship into the country. So it wouldn't break down the relationship, it would actually enhance it, I feel.
Even if an increased number of deaths would happen because of any type of, as we know, people still come into the country, and with the border, that is now being created, and the what's being built right now at the border, many have said that it will eventually cause a greater number of deaths because of the desert area that is, and that people will still continue to cross that will not stop them. You don't think that increasing the number of deaths might kind of sour relations with Mexico?
Well, it doesn't reflect the number of deaths increasing doesn't reflect on our policies. If we have stricter borders and we have an established visa waiting time period for people who are eligible to come to the country, then they would be able to gain that. We can't think of immigration as something that always goes on and will never stop, and that it's always going to link into the country. We have to understand that we can stop it, and then we should.
Thank you.
Hello. Senator McCain, Tim here from NBC News. Last week, when President Bush released his economic stimulus plan, you came out outright, flatly, said that you didn't like it, you didn't agree with it. And in your ad that you released last week, you also criticized the Bush administration. Why is there so much animosity between yourself and the current administration?
Well, I think that the current administration has created so much deficit by doing overspending, by not. It's also hurt the American people by not making correct strategies for the Iraq War. It's made a lot of mistakes and hasn't been willing to look at advice for others to correct its mistakes. And I feel that we shouldn't go along with an administration that's already made so many mistakes. We shouldn't trust it anymore.
Governor Huckabee, you have an economic policy reform that puts the emphasis on consumer taxes and lessens income tax to promote savings. Do you see this being a problem with the majority of special interest groups in Washington and the possibility of even passing such reform?
Politicians often worry about those special interest groups, but the thing is that those special interest groups do not always necessarily have the best intentions for the American people in mind. So, considering that my best intentions are for the American people solely, then it really doesn't matter. I really want to decrease our budget deficit by changing our tax system. True, the our IRS system currently in place is not going to be very happy, but you know what? It's for the people. Thank you.
Senator John McCain. Tim from NBC News.
I can't hear.
Tim from NBC News.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question for you concerning the war in Iraq. We know that you want to continue the war in Iraq. The war has been going on for 5 years and not much progress has been made. What made you think another 5 years and billions of dollars more spent would make any difference?
Well, I believe my strategy because I do have the experience of a military official, I do know different techniques that we can use to help the Iraq war. I feel that it would be irresponsible to pull out now because we would not only be hurting our people, we'd be hurting the Iraqi people, and that we would be